Hi, I'm Jessica Jackson Hutchins, and we're here at my show Wrecked and Righteous at the Frye Museum. So I started working in glass sort of accidentally in around 2015-16 when Michelle Grabner invited me to do a project for the Portland Biennial in an alternative space. She was looking to do things outside of traditional spaces. So I started this one place just doing like a cartoon, a drawing for a stained glass artisan who made the glass for me. I really wanted to go in and touch it class myself, but it was like a shop and he did it. And so after that, then my curiosity was sparked and I wanted to see what else I could do with glass. Like so much of my work, I don't choose the materials specifically, but the materials fill a function. I choose the materials because I have a very specific need I want to meet. And then after that, so far in all my life, the curiosity gets me to just keep pushing the materials and pushing it. I've always loved the leaded line of stained glass. I just, I was an art historian in college. I go into churches every chance I get to look at leaded glass lines. So when I was making my fused glass pieces, just stumbling my way through it, I was often outlining the pieces of colored glass with black frit, which is powdered glass, to make the black lines. So it was kind of, mocking stained glass anyway. I had this real longing to combine the two. So to take my fused glass pieces and then incorporate the leaded line of the stained glass artisan, which is and what they call cathedral glass, which is glass that has not been fused in a kiln. So it was such an exciting opportunity to be able to finally do this experiment. I looked at different areas of glass around here, right? There's the cafe windows, there's the Oculus itself. I like sort of peripheral spaces more than like the grand central space. That just sort of attracts me. With this, I thought about friezes, so the Parthenon frieze, just like architectural narrow bands where a story is alluded to through form. I'm very analog, I don't use Photoshop, which might have helped actually, but anyway. So I just cut out pieces of paper on my studio floor that mimic the shape of the window. When I first started making sculptures, I always made them from what I said, the stuff in the room, and that's continued to be kind of an ethic of mine. A value of mine is to kind of always suggest that things that are in the world, objects that we encounter, we're always kind of reading ourselves in them. So back in the late 90s, I used bottles, and so I still pull them out sometimes as like a metaphor for the figure or just a way of using stuff in the room. So I did melt some bottles with other glass collaged into it and included in here. I came up to Seattle to work with Zach Olson from Unique Art Glass, who was amazing. Because the other people I spoke to, just a couple, they're sort of like occasionally shy away from something unusual. And Zach was just like, sure, we can do that, whatever. He was so down for it, which was amazing. And then I went to Fremont Glass. Jim Flanagan is like a glass icon here, and he makes cathedral glass, just glass to put in windows, right, not fused, that he blows. So he blows the glass in cylinders. So it gets all these eccentricities of the process. So it has all this life, and all that refracts with the light. I'm really committed to like working through the materials intuitively, because I just think that makes the most interesting work. Especially with something like design in architecture, it can really easily be very designy. Mm-hmm. And I just don't want my art to be design. It's about challenge and looking at things in a different way than we usually look at them, and looking at things as an opportunity to think or feel something out of the ordinary, where I think design has more of a lulling effect. I start very free, making just fused pieces of all different shapes and wanting to engage sort of eccentric shapes and different color patterns, and then it was like building it, just like making a painting, and I feel like it's rare that people get to do that in glass and in architecture, get to make like an eccentric, challenging painting in space like that. So I feel really lucky. Yeah.